Okay, so remember that they're changing my voice. Now, I'm not Ethiopian. There's people in my family that look Ethiopian and almost certainly have a strong tie to Ethiopia. Okay? Certainly as a black person, there's some kind of common gene overlap, what have you. But it's been said before that some of the most beautiful women in the world, if not the most beautiful women in the world, are Ethiopian. And that might very well be the case. So when we look at this thing, we see people stick up their nose at me, right? I'm from a more righteous family than they are. My dad's a humanitarian and a brain surgeon, right? Money's just money. You can win the lotto. Someone wins the lotto, can they say, hey, I'm too good for you? Well, you just won the lotto. If somebody makes a killing in business, is a corporate greedy person, they say, hey, I'm too good for you. My daughter's too good for you. You're just a corporate greedy person. No offense to anybody. These are the facts, right? I mean, come on. Rihanna, who's a billionaire, said money isn't everything. You think she would say being the top martial artist ever magically isn't everything? No. She would say, oh my gosh, that's impressive, right? Or she'd look like a dumb fucking bitch. I'm sure we can all agree. So where the fuck they get off thinking, we're too good for you. Oh, we're too sacred for you. It's fucking retarded. Mind, body, soul, spirit is telling them to shut the fuck up. I win that argument. Now, when you see my picture in a reduced form, say with me, in a reduced form, they sabotage me, they covertly edit the picture. They fuel me and poison me for years leading up to that picture, and within a year or so, or about within a year and a half or so, after that picture was taken, they fueled me to the point where I started having to wear glasses. You see that I am as attractive as a male as these females, who are some of the most beautiful females in the world, so to speak, are as females. After they've reduced my picture to look like a fucking Power Ranger spirit having person or something. As they make it so I look like a liberal emo motherfucker with a beach body or something. When my body was much more sharp and precise than that, more intense, more divine. Even the most attractive women in the world couldn't honestly say that I am magically less handsome than they are beautiful as a woman. For example, I'm a 5,000 out of 10 naturally. Oh, I'm not cocky, it's just the facts. And they are like, 9 out of 10 or whatever. Maybe a high 8, because these days no one's really a 9 these days. They've really taken away from people. But you get what I'm saying. So, as they were saying, Romeo must die in their movies. Little Romeo resembled the way I used to look and so on and so forth. Okay. An older Romeo ended up wearing funny glasses. They've messed up my eyes, so I have to wear funny glasses, but I still don't look that bad. I mean, I don't look great these days, that's for sure. I'm 42 years old. But they cheated me. See, Marshall is marital scrambled. I'm the bridegroom. And they raised their daughters to fucking shun me. Okay? You think when all is said and done, God's going to say, well, it's no big deal. They raised their daughters to shun you. And, that's neither here nor there. And everyone gets to go to heaven. No. I'm going to get my just reward for being loyal to God. And you traitors, you backstabbers, you no good people, you do-batters, you brood of vipers, brood of evildoers, you wolves, you rapacious wolves, you ravenous and vicious villains, you roaring lions on behalf of Satan, you serpents, you vipers, you who worship Leviathan. You think you'll be rewarded for raising your daughters to shun me? For choosing the devil? Now take a good look at the picture on the screen. Remember, they reduced my appeal in the picture. And I'm the son of 2 doctors, one a brain surgeon, okay, who's a humanitarian. And think about the type of brain quality I have as the top martial artist ever possible. No brain is comparable. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Brain is a component of mind, body. There's no other way to look at it. Think about the gorgeous woman I could have had. Think about the attractive female I could have had if I fucking, was like a worm and sold out like a worm. I did not do that. I do not regret not selling out. One of the things I'm most proud of. Do you think those females on the screen have even the beginning of a right to reject me? Because they say, well, I work for the IDF, the white Jews who pretend to be chosen, and I work for I'm with them, and they're like rich and powerful, and I'm gonna, it's fucking retarded. Did Jesus live in a mansion in the story, or did he highlight the fact that John the Baptist didn't live in a palace or mansion, didn't have fine clothes? The prophets are above those people who are rich with fine clothes. If you were cheated out of the most choicest vines, the most attractive women, by rapists, mass murderers, pedophiles, assorted villains, could people turn around and then say, hey, why are you so mad, pal? Try meditating. Try obeying God through me. And why get worked up about it, man? It's just a dick. Try having a speck of fucking decency and dignity and self-respect. Try being raised right. Try raising somebody right. They say, come on, man. There's a lot of bad in the world, man. I just focus on myself because you're a selfish fuck, a self-centered bitch. What don't people get here? So there's people starving, man. What's the big deal? Shut the fuck up, bitch. And when you're a human being, you're going to be mad. When you're a son of God, the wrath of the Lord is flowing through you. When they change your voice, hell, he changed his voice, though. It's unacceptable. God is not pleased that you denied his son the truest of love in this world. The most deep romantic love in marriage. And now I'm 42 years old. Even if a beautiful woman came right now and said, hey, please consider me. I'm 42 years fucking old. With many notches on my golden, divine belt of righteousness that goes beyond the black belt. My sunrise belt. My sun in its glory. My noonday sun vindication belt. Can you imagine some weasel say that's what you do? Excuse me, that's what happens, man, when you don't do what we say. You think in the ancient world that type of a person doesn't deserve to get pinned to a fucking tree so hard that the spear almost goes all the way through them and the fucking tree. And while they're bleeding out, let's try this again, bitch. Okay, what the fuck happens when what the fuck? Think about it. Now when I say these things, oh my gosh, he's a danger. What the fuck you talking about? People are being raped and killed every day, and I was cheated out of the queen of queens and true fucking love. And I can't describe it in a way that conveys my deepest fucking emotions. It's part of why freedom of speech is important. Why should they censor others? You should censor. Why should you censor this? Motherfuckers should hear it. Motherfuckers should wake up and smell the fucking coffee. Motherfuckers want to, in California, what's supposed to be the most liberal place on the planet. They won't get together and end homelessness. Get together and rally to Christ. They won't do it. Why? Because the world is so oppressive that even what is supposedly the most free place on the planet, they won't lift a fucking finger to be controlled opposition to house and clothe and feed the poor, including the kids. They won't rally to Jesus. They won't put the politicians in check, say, you know where the fuck you are? This is California. Do you know where the fuck you are? Before you come at the people with that bitch-ass shit, know where you're at, motherfucker. This is the Golden State. This is California. So house them.
So as usual, they changed my voice to try to take away from it, and they've already been fuming me to keep me from sounding very kind of vicious and what have you. Very potent, very ferocious, very divine. And of course, it's not a threat what I'm saying. I was just illustrating my point, explaining that they're supposed to fear what would happen if they're corrupt, being arrested, being killed by, citizens who are fed up. They're supposed to fear that, right? Because you can't just abuse people with your policies on a large scale and move, among them and say, oh, fuck you. So when they're doing that there's something wrong.